Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, grab a seat. Come on in and hit that light, hit that light. Oh, you're Aunt Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Grab a seat, prop your feet. Let's sip some tea, sip that tea. Entertainment, news, and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. Sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Come on in now. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah, yeah. Come on in and hit that light. Don't forget now. Auntie Mickey's house. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you. Straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Grown talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice. Respect the vibe, let's share the word. Oh, yeah. From the jokes to the prayer, she keeps it real. Keeps it real. Auntie Mickey's house, that's the deal. That's the deal, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. Oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. On in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat. Come on in and hit the light. Hit the light, hit the light. You're at Auntie Mickey's. Yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. It's Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in her house. You know you're in her house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat, come on in and hit that light. Hit that light. Oh, you're at Auntie Mickey's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Grab a seat, drop your feet, let's sip some tea. Sip that tea. Entertainment, news, and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. Sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne. Yeah. Auntie's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You know you're in her house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat, yeah. Come on in and hit that light. Hit that light. Don't forget. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you. Straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Don't talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house. Make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice. Respect the vibe, let's share the word. From the jokes to the prayers, she keeps it real. Keeps it real, keeps it real. That's the deal, baby. Yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house, oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. You know you're in a house. Come on in and grab a seat. Grab a seat, come on in. hit the light. Oh, you're Auntie Mickey's. Yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh.
Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. So good to see y'all in the house today. I hope you had a wonderful day today. Hey, any day above ground, I just have to keep saying it. Any day above ground is a good day to me. Because, hey, we could be like not breathing. And I prefer to breathe, at least in this environment. Ain't no telling how long we'll be able to breathe, though. But welcome to the house. Welcome to the house. Hey, baby, I see you there. Don't work too hard now. I need you alive and well, too. Without uncle, there is no auntie. Y'all got to understand that. Without uncle, there is no auntie. So, hey, baby, I see you. Hello, Rachel. How you doing, my love? I see Barbara's in the house. Hello, Mr. Phillips. How are you, sweetheart? Millionaire's Cove. There you are, beautiful. Hi, Camille. How are you, sugar? I want to thank you for the email. You inspired tonight's show. Yes. Hey, LaWanda. LaWanda, I got to send your package off. I got your address. So I got to send that off tomorrow. Yes. Let's see who else we got here. Donna. Hello, Donna McClinton. How are you, sweetie? Good to see y'all. Hello, Kendra. Good to see you, love. Uh-oh, there's Yolanda. Yolanda's over there lurking again. Oh my goodness, there's my satin doll. Yes. I'm just going down the list. Hello, Carmela. How are you? There's Miss Purple. Hi, Miss Purple. How are you doing, love? All right, I made it to the bottom. Your grandkids just came in, so you'll have to catch the replay. Okay, Barbara, I get it. I'm glad you stopped by for as long as you did. Excuse me. So yeah, it's been a wonderful day, and I'm just glad to be still here in the land of the living. Something my grandmother used to always say. I'm blessed to be in the land of the living. Oh my goodness. But anywho, yeah, y'all seen the title. Now. I didn't talk about Donnie yesterday. I talked about him day before yesterday. We went over the lawsuit. And I think it was a general consensus, at least with me. I found it very hard to believe, just reading between the lines, if nothing else, reading between those lines. Because, we already knew about Donnie. I mean, those of us in the community, we knew what side of the fence Donnie McClurkin was singing in. Talking about we fall down, but we get up. How many times you getting up, brother? Hey, Cece. How are you, sweetie? Yeah, we fall down, but we get up. Hello, prophetic proverbs. Hello, beautiful. Hey, what could we say? But again, I took the liberty of sending that lawsuit off to another content creator for him to go over as well. And without us even discussing it, we kind of came to the same conclusion. we came to the same conclusion. You know, I don't know how many of you guys follow OKP, but he came to the same conclusion as I did. I'm like, wow, it's hard to buy it when you're, when you think of a man's anatomy, in order for him to force it in, doesn't it have to be erect? That's my question. You can't just stuff it in there. It's not that there. It doesn't happen like that. Yeah. But whatever the allegations may be, I believe that it's not going to go far. Because people aren't stupid. Grown folks are not stupid. 20 years, Rwanda. 20 years. And you kept going back and kept going back and kept going back. That was a relationship. See, wait a minute, I gotta put that one up there. Oh my God, you're gonna make me choke. Oh my God. Cece said, squishy marshmallows don't go into holes. Yes, trigger warning. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. Let me pull the trigger on that one. I got me a sound effect. That was a bad one. It wasn't even loud. Let me make it louder. There we go. Oh my God, that was funny. Okay, I'm done playing with squishy marshmallows. Oh God, that was funny as hell. Oh God. Well, anyway, that's the conclusion I came to, at least. Now, if something happened that we don't know about, even, when you think about it over that length of time, okay, Pete made a very, very valid, he made a valid point that after 20 years, the only receipt you have is an alleged email. That's after 20 years. You don't have nothing to prove anything. No hotel receipts. I mean, no receipts. You have one email saying, I'm sorry that I did you like that. And how do we know what the context is that he meant that apology? Plant-based black man, you know it. You know it, sweetheart. Now I'm an old baddie. What's up, Q-Rock? How are you? Plant-based pegged me right from the top. He said, I bet you were a baddie in the 70s. Well, I was a semi-baddie because I couldn't get out the house enough. My grandparents wouldn't let me out the house enough. I was a semi-baddie. I was a baddie to my husband. We met when we were 15, so hey, you can only be so bad when you got somebody. And we still together. Yeah, but I was a baddie. Ask him. He's in the chat. Oh, you was thinking an 80s baby? Okay. You was being facetious. Well, I didn't take it facetiously. I really was a baddie. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. Absolutely, CC. Absolutely. He's in the chat. He hangs in the background. But he'll co-sign what I'm saying. Won't you, baby? I kept the door unlocked. Won't you, baby? Want me to lock the door? I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, sweetheart. Anyway, We talked about that, and I think for the most part, the chat even came up with the same idea that there's one side, but there's always two sides. And I definitely don't want to victim shame because, again, we wasn't there. But based on what that lawsuit said, the receipts just wasn't receipting. One email don't tell the tale. That email expressed regret, and I would honestly say that he should feel regretful. That man didn't come to him to be lured into something he doesn't want to be involved with anymore. That was the whole purpose of him going there. So, yeah, Donnie was wrong. Donnie was hella wrong. That young man came there to get away from that issue, thinking that Donnie had been delivered. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's telling you I've been delivered, let's just say you're dealing with an addiction of some kind, and you come across some information from a celebrity who dealt with the same addiction, and you read their book, you become inspired, and you decide to go seek them out and get some more insight on what they did, especially if it's a person of the spiritual background. You would go to that person and try to pattern what they did to what you want to do to overcome the same addiction. And then you walk in a hotel room or something, and they just lighten up like it ain't nothing. Okay, so you lied. You're not delivered. Exactly, spoken by royalty. That is basically it. Dealing with a demon, but still trying to shepherd people. That's a hard pill to swallow, sweetie. That's very hard. All you can do is be transparent. Tell the truth. You know what I mean? Tell the truth. Man's got a beautiful voice. Yes, he's a wonderful gospel artist, spiritual man, but you a human being as well. And there's nothing wrong with telling people the truth. Ain't that what God is all about? Being truthful. If you're dealing with an issue, say, I'm still dealing with this issue. Please, y'all, pray for me. You put it back into the hands of those that are observing you. It's up to them to decide. Should I pray for the man or should I not? But at least you walk away with dignity. You ain't lying. You ain't cheating. You ain't putting up a facade like you've done something wonderful and come to find out you haven't. Just be for real. We all on this world, we're in this world for a short period of time. The last thing you want to do is lie to the public. Yeah, Mr. Phillips, he should say he's still in the closet. Matter of fact, he ain't got to be in the closet. Just come out the closet. But you know what the problem is? And a lot of this has to do with the church community. We are some of the most oh my God, we are some of the most judgmental people, especially in our community, in the black church. We got some of the biggest devils sitting right up in the black church, passing judgment on people. That's the thing. We got so much judgment, but we out here doing everything and everybody. Hitting the club on Saturday night, coming to church on Sunday. Like you just been to sleep all night, knowing that you had some dude in your bed the night before. Come on, somebody. Quit playing. Because you ain't fooling God. You fooling man, but you ain't fooling God. If you still in the closet, come out the closet and tell everybody exactly what you're dealing with. Your music will sell itself. People are not going to stop buying your music. Trust and believe. especially those that are that really, you know what I'm saying, really love spiritual music, gospel music. That man can sing. Ain't no doubt about it. Even R. Kelly, I ain't gonna lie to you. All the stuff that R. Kelly does, or did, I should say, I don't necessarily listen to his music a lot anyway, but that doesn't take away the talent. R. Kelly's music is gonna always be good music. He was an asshole. Straight up asshole. But that you can't take that talent away. A lot of people stopped listening to him. A lot of people stopped buying his music. I get that. I get it. I get it. I don't buy his music either. But that don't mean I don't like his music. So you can't punish an artist for being a human being by not supporting the talent. Because if the talent is there to bless you, then who are you ultimately penalizing? Yourself. I'm not going to buy Donnie's music because he's gay. Well, that's your hang up. That music could actually bring you out of a bad situation if you sit down and listen to it. Don't worry about the deliverer of the music. Think of the message in the music. That's what you focus on. You don't focus on who's opening their mouth and singing. You listen to the words of the music and let the Spirit move you. Absolutely, LaWanda. You have to love them anyway. Well, you don't have to agree with what they do. You don't have to agree. So, with all that said, Donnie has come out with a statement. He came out with a statement, and I picked it up on Facebook, actually. Hold on just a second. I got a lot of screens. Now I see why people complain about, I got so many screens here. I understand. So here we have Donnie McClurkin's statement. And it's through his attorney, Gregory S. Lisi, Esquire. And it says, with all humility, faith, and deep respect for Christ, and this global gospel, music, and ministry community, which has shaped my life, my calling, and my character, I address this letter. Many of you are aware of the profane allegations of sexual assault, rape, and coercion that have been recently lodged against me. I want to state clearly and unequivocally that these allegations are contrived and untrue. I understand the weight of such false claims, especially in our community rooted in faith, trust, and the teachings of Jesus Christ. And sexual violence in any form is a real and painful reality for many, and not to be used frivolously. True survivors deserve to be heard, protected, and supported. At the same time, the truth matters, and the truth has not been told. And though I know many have already formed their opinions based on initial belief and controversy, as we are apt to do with something of this false nature, I ask that this community exercise patience and trust in God's timing for the truth to fully come to light. I have always sought to conduct myself with integrity, transparency, godly care, and responsibility in the fulfillment of my Christian life and duties. This accusation of salacious engagement or any misconduct that harmed, exploited, or took advantage of anyone and misused my position leadership, or influence in any way in these false accusations is emphatically untrue. My love for and walk with Christ means everything to me and is deeply sensitive and sacred. I live to please Him, which is why it is essential that the facts be established carefully, responsibly, and fairly. Although I have not yet been served with the official legal complaint, I am proactively cooperating fully with the appropriate processes and will vigorously defend to the fullest against this defamatory, I have a bad time with that word, defamatory and baseless lawsuit. I am confident that when the truth is fully known, I will be vindicated. Please pray for the accuser as well, seriously and sincerely. I thank everyone for their continued prayers, support, and faith. God bless you all. It's going to get better after a while. Sincerely in Christ, Donnie McClurkin. And of course, his attorney's name, etc. I can get with that. What do y'all think about that? Put your thoughts in the chat. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean for that to happen. But yeah, I'm glad he came out and finally addressed what was going on. Because sometimes silence stirs things up. It stirs the pot. And that's something we don't want. Absolutely, spoken by royalty, may the truth be told. It's just, when you think of, hello, Chandra, how are you, sweetheart? It's just when you think about what we know as adults, we can speak freely as adults here without being too graphic. But all of us have at some point in time laid down and had relations with somebody. And we know that the man's anatomy doesn't function properly unless it's erect. Am I right? And you want us to believe, sir, Mr. Giuseppe, that he was able to shove your tool into his backside. This ain't the other way around. This wasn't Donnie doing it to him. It was him doing it to Donnie. What does that tell you? At one point in time in that lawsuit, he said he laid there crying. If you're crying, are you erect? You're crying? I mean, think of just the act. And I know it's hard to, I don't even enjoy talking about this, but I'm just talking plain and common sense. We grown here. We grown. It's not like a woman. A woman can be victimized and taken advantage of by a man because it's not the woman that has to penetrate. It is the man. In this case, we're talking two men, and he described a situation whereby he alleges that Donnie grabbed Giuseppe's tool and shoved it in his own behind. That's all I'm saying. You could have pulled it out. There was an act, and you were the one acting. Donnie was not pumping. You were pumping. Am I right? I know that sounds awful. I'm sorry if I don't want to offend nobody. Trigger warning, trigger warning. But if we're going to talk the truth here, and this man wants to go to trial, by the way, don't you think that some of these same people that are sitting over there in New York that might be on the jury might be thinking the same thing? We're talking grown people. We're talking grown people. If a man can't get it up, a man can't do nothing with it. If you're distraught at what's going on with this individual, is the dick gonna get hard or what? I mean, are you still aroused? If you're in some kind of mental turmoil and this is something that you don't want to happen, and oh my God, he's doing this to me, and oh my God, would you be erect in order for him to put it in? I know this is too graphic, but these are the things that, I'm sorry, this is what I look at. This is what I'm looking at. 2026 is starting out big time with a lot of people suddenly accusing other men of this particular act. I mean, we coming out with a blast. I think L.A. Reid's got a trial coming up. We got Will Smith with a couple of lawsuits. And we ain't even hit the 15th of the month yet. This year just started. Hello, Anthony. How you doing, sweetie? Hello, Ann. I see you, sweetheart. I'm just saying what I'm saying. We're going to be in for an interesting year. That's for sure. So, moving on from Donnie, we have the situation with Pastor Jamal. Good, Anthony, good. Pastor Jamal Bryant's wife in that dress. I'm so tired of hearing folk talking about that dress. Honestly, isn't there something better to talk about than that dress? I'm sorry. So we're gonna look at this tonight because I have mixed feelings. I'm a pastor's wife myself, so I can understand where half of the community is coming from, but then I can understand where the other half is coming from. The woman is not 80 years old. Okay. Absolutely. Some women have purchased that same dress. So, because I have so many of these tabs, let me get started here. I did notice, though, that Jamal is talking about this a lot in the press. I mean, I said I'm kind of tired of hearing about it, but then again, maybe we wouldn't hear about it so much if he wasn't out there talking about it to everybody. Anybody might agree with me on this? I mean, he's out there defending his wife's dress. He's out there defending it. Now let me make sure I pull up the right video. I got several tabs open. But here, let me share. I'm just going to go random now. Let's just go random. I should have set it up differently, but let me see. What is this Instagram post? Maybe not. I'll go ahead and share this one. This is this is a this is from USA Today. Hello, Cora Banks. How are you? This is USA Today, and it says Pastor Jamal Bryant defends wife's viral lace dress amid criticism. And of course, look, they're a beautiful couple. She is not a bad-looking woman by any means. Hey, Crystal. How are you, sweetie? She does not look bad by any means. So she ain't, I mean, she's a pastor's wife, but she ain't 80 years old either. So it says, prominent Atlanta area minister Pastor Jamal Bryant has spoken out about criticism of his wife's lace, black and nude illusion gown she wore at a recent fundraising gala. At a New Birth Missionary Baptist Church service on December 31st, Bryant addressed the online backlash against the ensemble Dr. Karri Turner Bryant donned at the 42nd Annual United Negro College Fund Mayor's Masked Ball a few days earlier on December 20th. The online disclosure is mainly about what some consider appropriate versus inappropriate attire for the wife of a pastor, or what's often referred to as the First Lady of the church. Others online defended the dress and saw no issue with it. Turner Bryant shared videos and photo montages from the fundraiser on Instagram, adding that she and her husband delivered the invocation at the event. You were the belle of the ball, Bryant commented. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play these videos and montages that were shown. I hope it works if I click on this link. Y'all pray for me. Beautiful, beautiful. This page is so big though. So hold on just a second. Well, you know what? It's not going to work that way. It says that you were the belle of the ball. And let me play this. And matter of fact, hold on. You know what I think about this music. I don't like that music playing when I'm trying to show something. So if I click on this link, it's going to go straight to Instagram. And I'll play that after I read this. It says, my honey and I had a blast last night doing what we both love, celebrating and giving back to HBCUs. Nobody does this better than UNCF Atlanta. The 2026 Mayor's Mass Ball was one for the books, and the Bryants were thrilled to be a part of it. P.S. Baby, I couldn't breathe, LOL, but the dress and I made it through. So, but again, this is not the only place that Jamal has appeared about this whole issue. Let me exit out of here. Let me see if I can play this for you. It's so big, though. There's a bunch of pictures, and they're huge. I don't know if I can change that. Hold on just a second. Okay, I think I can do it now. Just a second. These are some of the pictures that they took at the ball. I mean, now one thing I did see that kind of made me cringe. I ain't gonna lie. If you look at the front of the dress and where it's gathered at, that's kind of what made me kind of cringe. But for the most part, it's not see-through. Yeah, Chandra, Giselle is, but he ain't married to Giselle anymore. They're gonna comfort them, you know. So if you take a look at the pictures, honestly, I mean, and Anthony makes a very valid point. Let me put that up there. He said, yes, 2519. I'm not sure what 2519 means, but you are right. But let's be honest, he doesn't have a traditional church. Big Mama Church with the dress slips and white stockings and mothballs, smelling wigs are gone. You're right. We're living in a different time. That's for sure. But it doesn't mean that you have to be, you know, too revealing. There's a limit. There's a limit. Judging from the type of event that this was, this dress would be appropriate. However, because she's a first lady, she's being scrutinized because she has to carry herself in a more modest means. And I'm sure that there were other dresses. Exactly, sweetie. I agree. Um, I'm sure that there were other dresses but see, he picked out this dress. So again, but we have to remember, Jamal ain't no traditional pastor either. Hello. Put a one in the chat if you understand what I mean by a traditional pastor. Jamal is not one of the most traditional pastors out there. He is not a traditional pastor as to what we're accustomed to. We coming up in a time though where pastors kind of look a little different now. The first ladies look a little different. We come from a time where there was more modesty. But in the same token, I don't think Jamal has a problem bringing light to this. This is, I mean, he's not trying to stop people from talking about it because he's out there talking about it himself. So here we have these pictures, and yes, they had a wonderful time. She's very voluptuous, very beautiful, and it's like, hey nephew, 8 with the 24 says, I listened to his cousin. His cousin is always calling him out for being fake. Yeah, the dress, it's a beautiful dress. I'll say it's a beautiful dress. However, this part right here, that ooh I wish y'all could see my cursor. Can y'all see my cursor? That right in that area, right there in the front, right down there in the front. Ooh right there. That excuse me. That got to me right there. I was like, wow. Yeah, so anyway, let me let me move on from this. Hold on a second. So that's not the only place that Jamal went to. He's also paid visits to other news. sources. So it seems like Jamal is on tour. He's on the dress tour. Let's just say he's on the dress tour. He's talking about this dress so much, and it's drawing attention more so than anything. Hold on a second. Here we have another article from People magazine. Backlash over his wife's nude fundraiser dress. And there they are. Jamal was looking pretty clean too. But now that's not the same outfit that well, let me shut up. That's a different one. So, it says Pastor Jamal Bryant isn't here for anyone judging his wife. On Wednesday, December 31st, the head pastor of Atlanta's New Birth Missionary Baptist Church addressed critics of the gown his wife, Dr. Karri Turner Bryant, wore to the 2025 UNCF Atlanta Mayor's Masked Ball at Signia by Hilton, Atlanta on December 20th, 2025. The dress in question was flesh-colored, with black lace detailing that led down to a large black bow around her legs. She paired the glamorous look with black gloves and wore her strawberry blonde hair down around her shoulders in waves. Following the event, Dr. Turner Bryant faced backlash on social media as some people incorrectly called her dress sheer and questioned its appropriateness since she's a pastor's wife. Her husband spoke directly to the naysayers during a fiery New Year's Eve service, which was shared on his and the church's Instagram pages. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me exit out of this one here. Okay, hold on just a second. I got to get this situated. Okay, I don't know how to rewind it. I'm going to just share it and I'll play it twice. How about that?
Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. They never said anything about this was the largest fundraiser for HBCUs in the country. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded people got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. Now, you got to help some people because some people have embraced the full knowledge of ignorance without any assistance for understanding. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. But because you ain't never been nowhere and ain't never been exposed to nothing, I needed to set the record straight. Y'all don't like this. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. And I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't married to y'all. She married to me. I needed.
Okay, now, he said she ain't married to y'all. She married to me. Hi, Lady Letitia. Hello, sweetie. I'm going to go ahead and play the beginning of this because I know we couldn't hear it at first.
To get this straight, I needed to deal with it head on because the other day the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund.
Oh, he gonna talk about that, huh? He gonna talk about that. That's most definitely. Let's be real. You want to talk about the dress though, but you want to show everybody how much you raised. Ain't we been talking about this about the church and money when it all boils down to money? It kills me. But here's his post right here. The dress issue was dealt with last night at New Birth. Now we must address Black unemployment protection for the undocumented, health care for the underserved, and access to higher education. By the way, over 100 people got saved last night, and over 1,000 kids were in our youth program. It's up from here. And then she responded, I love you, baby. She didn't say it like that. I love you, baby. Thank you. Not just for me, but for every woman who has experienced what I continue to walk through. Your words have been like a healing salve to my heart, and your arms like a warm bath. Boy, she is surely poetic, isn't she? Not a day passes that you don't affirm who I am and how much you love. You are him. Thank you for always covering me. Well, alrighty then, Doc. Okay. I'm going to leave that alone. I wonder how Giselle feels about that. Okay, I don't want to be messy. Let me stop being messy. Yep. Let me see if this is the one I want to share. He's also made his rounds to Essence. He went to Essence magazine, or should I say they came to him, who knows. But he's interviewing everybody. Everybody's interviewing him, and he's interviewing with everybody that is willing to talk to him about this dadgum dress. So it says, who benefits from modesty? On Minister Karri Turner's dress and rethinking respectability in the Black church. About that dress, how does a pastor's wife dressing modestly improve the lives of Black people or church folk? This is where we're divided. Okay. And again, here, this picture right here, honestly, this picture right here is what made me go, whoa. I haven't even scrolled up enough for you to see. But you see what I'm talking about right there? Isn't that strategically placed to you? Maybe it's just me. It's certainly focused on this area. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to say? It kind of draws your eyes to that part of the dress. Is that a mistake? Catherine said, Dr. Karri Turner Bryant was hired by Jamal before he married her as an associate pastor. So she is on the church's payroll too. I see the game that these two are playing. Do you see what I'm saying, Anthony? Where that dress draws attention? Right there. And I'm wondering if it's meant to be like that. That's all I'm saying. So I can see why a lot of church folks might have had a problem with that. It certainly insinuates a little bit something more than just black lace. It's strategically placed right there. And I don't think it's a mistake. But hey, he bought the dress. He loves it. If you love it, hey, I love it. I love it for you, sir. But I just think that part right there was a little bit distasteful. You know, that's just me. That's just me. But he has definitely been making his rounds talking about this. He can't let this thing go. He can't let it go. At every turn, there's someone trying to humble a woman. That desire intensifies when she's Christian and black. Pastor Jamal Bryant's wife, Karri Turner, MDIV, has been criticized for a nude-colored dress she wore to the 2025 UNCF Atlanta Mayor's Mass Ball at Signia by Hilton, Atlanta in December. Critics say the dress was inappropriate for a pastor's wife. The dress in question was a figure-hugging strapless gown with lace detailing. The top half was flesh-toned, which caused some people to mistake it for a sheer or see-through dress. Hell, the whole dress was... Why they just say the top half? Well, they're just going down to the knees, I guess. Okay, well, there's more than the top half. Shoot. It says people to mistake it for a sheer or see-through dress. In other words, people are angry about perceived nudity on the part of a pastor's wife. Luckily, Pastor Bryant stood in solidarity with his missus and didn't leave her to the wolves. In fact, he addressed the vitriol in the pulpit during New Year's Eve service. And we just saw that video. And we didn't see the whole video, but that was the gist of it. Hold on a second. So it says, I needed to get this straight. I needed to deal with it head on. Bryant began in a video recording of the moment because the other day, the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. He continued, now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund. They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down. They never said anything about how this was the largest fundraiser for HBCUs in the country. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded people got in their feelings and set up... What the heck? This thing is tripping. Where'd it go? Made me lose my place. Okay, where is it? There we go. Set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. Now, you got to help some people because some people are going to embrace the full knowledge of ignorance without any assistance for understanding, he added. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh-colored. Now, I think this right here, now this plays on YouTube. Article continues after video. Okay, I'm going to try to pick that one up. That's a little longer. I needed to set the record straight. I bought the dress and I like it, he said. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't married to y'all. She married to me. Women being criticized for what they wear isn't new. Pastors' wives being held to impossible standards isn't new either. Both are antiquated and harmful. In this case, focusing on a dress versus the altruistic work Turner is doing feels like an attempt to discredit that very noble work. Why is a pastor's wife attire more important than raising $4 million for the United Negro College Fund? How does a pastor's wife dressing modestly improve the lives of Black people or church folk? On a micro level, how does it make the disgruntled people's lives any better? I would bet my money that it doesn't. Yeah, it's the implication, I think, that caused the problem. I think it's the implication, not necessarily the skin, but what's under that nude color implicates nudity. You see what I'm saying? And I can see why a lot of church folk might have had a problem with that, especially with them lines going straight to the cootie area. I'm just going to say what it is. That is the cootie area right there. I'm going to circle it right there. That's the cootie area. Right there, right there. And it's right there in the middle. Now the bottom of it, beautiful. Beautiful. Considering barely any skin was showing in Turner's dress, the ruckus seems to be about two things: policing women and the pedestals we put Black Christian women on. I don't think it's a pedestal. It's an expectation. That's my own perception. I don't think that there's any kind of perception of putting, I don't think there's any pedestal that first ladies are put on. Matter of fact, hell, it's hard to be a first lady. If I walked around here concerned about what folks thought about me, I'd go crazy. Because I'm going to still be me. Okay? I would still have a YouTube channel. Yes, I am a pastor's wife, but I'm not going to stop living my life. And that doesn't make me any more spiritual or less spiritual than the next person. Who you married to does not define who you are spiritually. But I understand how the church can be judgmental, because that's how it's always been. Policing women is a byproduct of patriarchy, a system that despises women who dare to embrace individualism, self-expression, and self-autonomy, despite how progressive we think society is. We still have a strange obsession with trying to chain women to limiting ideas of modesty and, on a deeper level, morality. You can be Christian and sexually attractive. You can't wear a flesh-toned dress and be someone with strong morals. That's a judgment call. But again, I wouldn't have worn the dress, because of the fact that it just insinuated something that shouldn't have been insinuated. The color of the dress insinuated nudity under that lace. Q-Rock, you crazy. The minister wearing that dress rubbed people who hold those patriarchal values the wrong way, both men and women alike. And unfortunately, it also shifted the conversation away from the positive moral values being exemplified, doing work that serves others. Considering the latter is the crux of Christianity, I wonder why commentators are more hung up on how she looks than what she does. Performance outrage, perhaps. Whatever the reason, it's time to take Christian leaders off pedestals. Now that I agree with. It's time to take them off these pedestals, because they're going to let you down every time. It's concerning that our expectations of people in power haven't shifted, despite repeated falls from grace. Leaders will always fall short because they're human. And that's why grace and nuance should help mold our expectations. What's most important is focusing on their fruit. That will always trump respectability politics, which often focus on external actions instead of intrinsic values. I don't know about that, but I will say this: hats off to them. Hats off to what they did for the United Negro College Fund. Just Jamal, we know how you rock. I'll just say it like that. We know how you rock, and it doesn't quite surprise me that you would pick a dress like this for your wife, because you kind of roll different too. You know what I'm saying? See, this doesn't surprise me with him or her. I mean, she married him, and I'm not knocking them. I'm just pointing out the obvious. We know how Jamal Bryant is. I'm being very careful how I describe him. He's no saint. He's no saint. So I wouldn't expect a non-saint to dress his wife. Y'all follow me? So, again, with that said, it appears to me that Jamal is really taking this into another level of attention. That's what I'll call it, attention. So actually, they even went on the what's her name show, Tamron Hall. Excuse me. They went on the Tamron Hall show briefly because this has been a big deal to them, I guess. I mean, honestly, move on. If you really want things to move on, don't draw attention to it either. You know what I'm saying?
We're back with Pastors Jamal and Karri Bryant. As I said, from People magazine picking up the dress to people with TikTok accounts. It did, however, stand out to me that there were religious leaders who used their platforms to say things that I truly was confused by it. We talk about grace. We talk about understanding. There was at least one bishop who said that I'm paraphrasing here because it's actually really hard to even say, but implied that you were treating her like a prostitute, essentially is what he said.
Yeah, it was very painful. I don't use my platform to preach against other preachers.
Of course not, because they're so busy preaching against you. Shit. I'm not trying to be funny, but let's just admit it that Jamal is not your average, back in the day preacher. He's more worldly. Is that the word we would use? Is that the word we would use back in the day? And I know we're not back in the day anymore, but it shouldn't surprise them, is what I'm saying. Because what they just talked about on the show was the comments coming from one of the bishops. Absolutely, sweetie. Absolutely, Catherine. He's very he comes off as very carnal, yes. Worldly is what they used to say back in the day. You worldly. You can't be worldly. But everybody, again, we're in a totally different mindset when we think about how things were back then versus now. We're thinking about, popularity. We're talking about money raising on a huge level such as this. The UNCF, come on, we're dabbling in worldly things now. Back then, you didn't hear of pastors going to balls, for things of this nature. Not to say that this is this is wrong. It's not wrong, but it just wasn't. We didn't customarily do that. Millionaire's Cove said it right. The reverence for God has diminished, and that's how you want to look at it. What would God think? Or better yet, remember the saying, "What would Jesus do?" What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Catherine says, I haven't heard him mention Target, though. Me neither. Because he's too busy talking about this dress. He's too busy making his rounds, giving interviews about this dress. Let's finish this. Hold on.
When there's so much that's going on in the world.
Did it hurt? I mean,
Can you guys hear this? Let me know if I need to turn this up some. I'll turn it up a little bit. Matter of fact, put a 1 in the chat if you're having a hard time hearing it, and I'll start it over. LaWanda said, I heard about Target one time and that's it. Yeah, because he's too busy talking about this dress. Exactly, people. And again, that's where the world doesn't quite understand. And some of these pastors, these younger pastors, and I consider him a younger pastor. He comes from a different, he might have been a kid, coming up around those pastors that were very, the women, the wives were regal, the husbands were, well respected, but now we're in a time now where there's pastors out there on the same level as your common people. Exactly, Millionaire's Code. God is not common. And we are expected to step out from the others. We're expecting very little in comparison to in the past. It's easier to just brush it off. Oh, well, don't trip about it. Shoot, he raised a bunch of money for us. Now that I don't know, LaWanda, because I don't go to his church. I don't know. But when you got an ex-wife that's on the Real Housewives of Potomac, that's all I'm going to say about that. Let me turn this up so you guys can hear it. Hold on just a second.
this is the woman, as you said,
Yes.
when your 5 habits, one of them
Yes.
was to protect her.
Yes.
And to not be defensive in protecting her
Yes.
because of a dress.
Yeah, no.
How did it feel because it is your wife?
Yeah, it was very enraging and irritating. And at the end of the day, I had to think to myself, to respond to that, does that grow the church or does it diminish it? And so at that moment, I had to separate my humanity and really deal with my divine call. I'd be out of order to fight a 78-year-old. It makes no sense. And he raises up his wife as the standard of how my wife should be dressing.
Now, he's referring to the bishop that had some things to say. I don't recall the name of the bishop, but several bishops and other pastors have spoken out about this dress as well. But chances are they're much older. And that's why he made reference to the 78-year-old man, because this is a 78-year-old man that had something to say about this. So yes, the expectation from an older pastor is going to be a lot different. But didn't they say God never changes? Bishop Wooten, thank you, Catherine. Didn't Doesn't the Bible say God never changes? He's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. Isn't that the case? So you have to, even though we're in a time where, things are a little bit looser, there is still a way to be. Exactly. There's still a way to be, oh God, what is the word? Appealing. You can go on a ritzy titsy night and look fly and all this stuff. And you can be modest and still fly. You don't have to show a whole lot of skin. You don't have to point. You don't have to buy a dress that points to your coochie. I mean, just put it out there like that. Shoulda, woulda, coulda said a lot of, maybe a sheer black shawl over the shoulders would have, fixed some of the some of the backlash. Because you do have to take under consideration not only representing God, but just representing your position in the body of Christ. And if you're wearing a dress that's got lines pointing straight to your coochie, that's not a very good representation of the body of Christ. It's actually just the opposite. But Jamal, hey, Tawana, how you doing? The pocketbook. The dress, it was nude. We know it wasn't her skin, but it was indicative. It emulated nudity. And I think that's where the offense was. We know that wasn't a see-through dress, but it was meant to mimic nudity. Mr. Phillips, where's our blessed oil at? Where's our blessed oil? We're gonna have to anoint Mr. Phillips right now. He said, "Yummy yum, I gonna get some." Oh my goodness. I mean, she's a very beautiful woman. Very beautiful. And I've seen her dress modestly. Nobody said to be a pastor's wife, you got to dress like Mom's Mabley. Shun the very appearance of evil. Exactly. It's just like going to, okay, so let's talk about this now. Because now we've got dresses that are very tight fitting, that show every curve, every bump. You know what I'm saying? Keith Sweat in there singing. But I mean, think about it. You've got these women in the pulpit wearing just everyday attire, fitting extremely tight, extremely high heels, and ain't nothing wrong with high heels. But when they accentuate a certain part of your body and your skirt is going clean up your twat, then you got a problem. And I'm not saying every first lady does that. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that a lot of churches are not. You know what's missing from the church? Them old mothers. Them old mothers. I know we ain't gonna dress like the old mother, but at least that's some doggone knowledge. Somebody that you can respect, somebody with wisdom that can pull you aside as a young lady and say, "Now, baby, now you look good, but you shouldn't come to church looking like a Jezebel." Well, what's a Jezebel? A hoe. That's what a Jezebel is, baby. That's a hoe. Well, I ain't no hoe. No, you not a hoe. But this is sometimes how hoes dress. And if you really want to come to church and not be, looked upon and frowned upon as being a hoe, the last thing you want to do is dress like a hoe. Catherine said, I remember a woman prophesying to Jamal not too long ago, telling him that he needed to seek God with his whole heart. And she sure did tell him a word, didn't she? Because sometimes he playing hopscotch. Jamal be out there playing hopscotch with oh my goodness. Catherine Powell said, no, Rahab was a hoe and Jezebel was controlling. Either way it goes, they wasn't godly. Wasn't godly. But we need them old mothers back to come and take that young lady by the, just take her by the hand and say, now baby, I know I'm 235 years old and I've seen some things, and I want to let you know that God loves you. You know God loves you, right? So let me tell you something. God is going to love you regardless of how you dress. And at the end of the day, you want to please God before you please man, because man don't have no heaven or hell to put you in. Now you ain't got to put a sheet around you. You ain't got to wear a long coat around, because back in my day, we had to wear our dresses all the way to our ankles. So, times have changed. But now you girls nowadays, you guys got these tight dresses all up your twat, like you just advertising the coochie. That's what we need. Not being judgmental, just that's what we need in church. We need some older women. They don't have to have a foot in the grave. That's a good question, Catherine. He's showing off. See, that's where you have to examine his heart. You have to examine his heart. What was the purpose of putting that particular dress on your wife? Was his intentions godly? Think about it. My husband is a pastor. Okay? My husband is very clothing conscious. If y'all know Uncle is about his clothes. He cares more about them clothes than, I don't know. He holds them near and dear. He don't play about his clothes, and he don't play about my clothes either. Because when I step out with him, I represent us both. And he represents me, I represent him. Now, he doesn't have any problem with some of the clothes I wear, but see, I'm a little bit more modest, depending on what the situation is. If I'm going to a gala, which we don't really go out that much, but even the galas that we've gone to, I've covered up. There are some bad dresses out there that don't show your anatomy like that. Beautiful dresses. I mean, up-to-date dresses. Nobody said you got to dress like you going to 1978 prom. But there's some kind of scrutiny you have to use. And if you letting a man dress you, and you're a godly woman, first of all, you answer to God just like he does. You can pick out your own dress. You know what you should be wearing. You know what you should be wearing. But see, that's what he's attracted to. He's attracted to that type of woman. Your average man, your average godly man, ain't trying to show everybody what he's working with at home. Am I saying it right? Honestly. Your average godly man is not trying to show off what he's working with at home. Have some kind of modesty. You can be fly. You can even show off your shape, but you don't have to have lines pointing to the coochie. I'm sorry. That would have been a problem. I got all kind of gowns hanging up in my closet, and not one of them is that form-fitting. Well, no, I take that back. I do have some form-fitting clothes, but they cover me. They cover me. They cover my body, and they go all the way down to the ground. And they are not skin colored. There's just some things you got to use plain and common sense about. And, by him saying, I bought the dress, okay, well, that lets us know that you're showing off. You're showing off to the public, this is what I got at home. This is what I'm working with at home. That ain't nobody's business, sir. That's nobody's business. She's a beautiful woman. You don't need to put her in a semi-nude gown for people to say, "Ooh, you got a beautiful wife. She got it going on. Look at that shape." We know she got a shape. We know. Wait a minute, Catherine. Wait a minute. Whoa. Then he has nerve to say that he bought the dress but not the body, when she has had a BBL. What? She's had a BBL? Stop. Hey, Dawn, how are you? Wait a minute, Catherine. Catherine. Don't tell me this child done had a BBL. Has she had a BBL? It's like that? And well, I don't know for sure. She had her own money before they got married, but she got a BBL? Why? And oh my goodness, she's had a BBL. I am so done. Them BBLs stank. I heard that them BBLs smell bad. I had no idea she had a BBL. I thought that was her real butt. I really did. I ain't trying to be funny. I really thought that was her real body. Wow. So chances are, if he bought the dress, then did he buy the booty too? Chandra says, "Ooh, my, my, my." My, my, my. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He bought the booty. He bought the booty. Lord have mercy. I had no idea. I had no idea that she had a BBL. Well, child, I don't know. I'm not gonna pass no judgment on the woman's BBL. But I know one thing: them things stank to high heaven, from what I've been told. And if you gotta smell bad to look good, then maybe you should think twice. Oh, she had the BBL before him, but she still has a BBL though. Catherine says, I think that people really believe that BBLs are the way to go when there is a lot of risk in those procedures. The way to build your glutes or butt is to work out in the gym for real. Or how about just be grateful for what God gave you? How about that part? If you ain't got a booty, Be thankful that God gave you your flat booty. Wait a minute. Chandra says, can they soak it in vinegar in the tub, Auntie? I would. Child, honey, I don't know what's going to kill that funk. I don't know what's going to kill that funk. That is some, that, I've never smelled it and I don't want to. Okay, so they're saying that there's no confirmation. I hope she didn't. I really hope she didn't. I have a problem with people that go out there and add, and even when it comes to boobs, people go out there and have boob jobs and stuff. You ain't satisfied with the boobs God gave you. Now, I can understand if they're so big that they're causing back problems and stuff like that. That's different. But for cosmetic reasons, you're that dissatisfied with what God made you as that you're going to go out there and put synthetic shit in your chest. Them boob jobs, that's sometimes that silicone fake. It comes out. It leaks out. And rubber Q Rock, no, he didn't. But you're right. Rubber ducky lips. Looking like they smoked a muffler. No, not a muffler, Q Rock. Not a muffler. They didn't suck on a tailpipe, did they? Lord have mercy. And unfortunately, that's the society that we live in. That women are so focused on what they don't have, what they can fix, what they can accentuate, instead of being just grateful for what they do have. If you got a big old butt, be proud of your big old butt. If you got tiny micro titties, be glad you got micro titties, because them men they don't care nothing about the size of your titties when they doing what they do. Am I right? Titties is just something to look at, but the real deal is elsewhere. You can look like you could look like what's her name? What was Aunt Esther? You could look like Aunt Esther on Sanford and Son, but in the dark, it don't matter. In the dark, it don't matter. 8, you know what? TMI, baby. I'm not even gonna put that up on the screen, nephew. Yes, I am. I'm gonna put that up on the screen. 8 said he liked to suck on titties. Thank you for sharing that, nephew. But you a fool. Oh my goodness. Oh. Millionaires Cove says, Camilla, yes indeed. I'm so happy being me. I'm regretting nothing about me, as Angie Stone would say. Exactly. Exactly. Perfect example of a woman that was fine in her own skin. Fine in her. I mean, she loved her own natural, black, beautiful self. And she didn't go out there and get no tummy tucks. She didn't go out there and do any of that crazy stuff that people do in the industry. Now, this woman here is not even in the industry. You in the church industry. This is not entertainment. This is spirituality right here. This is helping save people's souls. But Angie Stone is a perfect example. Perfect example. beautiful woman, didn't care nothing about what people thought, and was talented as all get up. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, we need more people like Angie. We need more people with that mentality today. And as in terms of our leaders, we've got especially spiritual leaders. I mean, we've got the Clark sisters. We've got the Winans, and I don't know what them people do behind closed doors, nor do I care. But some of our greatest, Catherine, you just hit the nail on the head. Catherine says, I don't know if Angie had any facelifts. However, Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight have had several facelifts, and you can look at their faces and tell exactly. Exactly. It shows. As a black woman, honey, black don't crack. You ain't gotta alter shit. You ain't gotta alter nothing. That beauty is God given. And when you start letting man tamper with God's beauty, this is what's going to be the backlash. That's going to be the backlash. So, anyway, this, again, this topic had been an issue all week. And I wanted to cover Donnie and the other topic last night, which we're going to address that topic that we had last night with regard to, we had a 5-hour live last night over at Bite and Beyond TV. We talked about the same topic. I ran over there after my live, and we were on there for 5 hours. That was a 5-hour live, and some of y'all was there right there with us. So I thank those of you that came over there. I thank you for showing up. That was a great live. But again, we're talking spirituality. We're talking about spiritual leaders, and that woman as well is setting a bad precedent. Her and her husband, her step grandpa. Our leaders got to do better. These people, and that's why I don't half the time I don't follow these entertaining leaders. That I call them entertainers. I call them entertainers because when you're paying more attention to things of this nature, defending your wife's dress that you bought because you wanted to show off her body, instead of really focusing on the will of God and what all that entails, you're distracting from the whole purpose of being in the position that you're in. So Jamal needs to work on Jamal first and foremost. Jamal needs to work on Jamal. There's nothing wrong with raising money for the UNCF. I mean, NAACP, the United Negro College Fund, all that stuff. Beautiful. But at the end of the day, remember that none of that is going to mean a thing when you close your eyes for the last time and where you're going to go. You fell asleep and woke up and we were still on. That's a good thing, Rachel. That's a good thing. So let me see if I have anything else I need to share. I think I forgot to share God, I guess I didn't share the whole. Well, he had more to say defending that dress. I guess I could play that for you. Hold on just a second. And let me get Catherine's thing off the page so you can see it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'm not even sure where it's positioned.
Ooh, babe, was sexy.
Ooh, that was awful. What'd I do that for? Hold on a second. Here we go.
People have embraced the full knowledge of ignorance without any assistance for understanding. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. But because you ain't never been nowhere and ain't never been exposed to nothing, furthermore, I needed to set the record straight. Y'all don't like this. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. And I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't mad to y'all. She mad to me. Now, if you wanted a first lady that looked like Little House on the Prairie and Holly Hoppy, you got the wrong church. I wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. When we walked in there, I said, shake it fast, watch yourself.
But now listen, you heard what he said? You heard what he said. I want a wife that I can take home. And you know what you do at home is for you. You and your wife at home. But you can't treat that woman, you can't present her in the same manner in which you see her at home. You see what I'm saying? He just told it right there. I wish I could rewind this. I really wish I could. I keep going to that video. Jesus. I wish I could rewind this.
Got out of shape preachers.
Out of shape preachers.
Rail on modesty, but have never preached a sermon on obesity and gluttony. It's all right.
Now, see, he's taking a jab at people in the pulpit that might be overweight. What does that have to do with exposing your body or exposing your wife's body or even presenting your wife's body in a that kind of way? That's two different things. Obesity, that's a problem. That's something that people need to work on. That's something that people need to work on. But that's not something that people willfully want to be. You don't flaunt your obesity. Most people try to cover it up. Most people. Let's keep going.
For you to be anointed as long as you don't look like nothing. As long as you look like 12 years a slave, they think you holy. But if you got your hair done, nails done, toes done, y'all ain't saying nothing, smelling good, then immediately church Negroes will make up that you're sleeping with somebody.
That's not necessarily true, sir. That's what's going on in your head. There's a lot of women out there that look good, smell good, get their nails done, have their feet done, and they don't look like they're advertising coochie. Am I right? A woman can. Some of the ugliest women go out there. They get their nails done. They smell good. They get their feet done. They get the hair done, and they're not out there trying to, you know, present themselves as though they're for sale or trying to entice somebody. So you can't differentiate the two. You can't differentiate the two. You can't justify this because of this. This is not a choice. 9 times out of 10 it's not a choice, but you work with what you got. You work with what you got. And you don't have to advertise it either. You don't have to advertise it. Honestly, they're going to go to this ball, and I'm sure that that's not the only dress that was on the rack. Especially when she put it on and it zeroed in on her coochie. I know I'm not the only one that noticed that. You can't convince me that I'm the only one that noticed that dress zeroed in on her coochie. Matter of fact, look at the lady behind her. She's covered. She's at the same gala. The lady behind her is at the same gala. That's all I'm saying.
You prostituted yourself. You played yourself cheap. They don't understand. I got a real sugar daddy. And I will look to the hills from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord. I needed to get this straight.
Okay, I don't need to hear him again. He's just basically showing off that, yeah, look at this piece of meat I got at home. Okay, we get it. We get it. Thank you, Jamal. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for pointing that out. But I guess those that don't have the shapes, they going out there and paint your nails and get your toes done, and you too can look like a hoe. No, please, don't put. You can't compare the two. You can't. Putting on perfume, getting your nails done, getting your feet done, that's not hoish tendencies. That's what women do, and can still be modest. Wow. Anyway, I'm done. I am Jamaled out tonight. I for real am. I am so Jamaled out. Again, this is a sign of the times that we live in. This is the sign of the times. I'm not trying to pass judgment. I'm just saying what I'm saying. It's not about necessarily the outer, but what's inside you will govern what goes on outside. I'm going to say that again. What goes on inside will govern what happens outside. And if you got it going on inside here and in your heart and in your spirit, you let the spirit guide you on what to look like on the outside. And I can almost guarantee you that spirit will tell you something else. And nobody says you have to look like a hoe. You don't have to look like a hoe to be presentable, or to look like you are at a gala or a beautiful ball or anything like that. I mean, shit, some of the nicest dresses I've ever had covered me completely. Form fitting and all. Sparkly. I got pictures. I'm going to post them one day. Exactly, Q Rock. I'm looking forward to that too. Maybe we'll have a ball too. In more ways than one. We're going to have a ball, having fun, but maybe we can do a ball where we can get at the hotel and get the ballroom for that night. You got you a mirror suit, Mr. Phillips. Don't you start that. Don't you start that. That mirror suit was a trip. I'm telling you. I seen that mirror suit in that clip you sent. I was done. Who pimping ain't easy, huh? Oh my goodness. But anyway, I want to I want to thank all y'all for coming tonight and sitting with me. I appreciate everything that you guys do in supporting me. When you send me emails for different storylines and stuff like that, I appreciate that. Because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And sometimes I don't have the mindset to even look for content. So I thank you guys for standing in the gap for me at times when I just don't know what to talk about. And sometimes I can just pick up my iPad and I'll see an email and say, Lord, thank you. Mr. Phillips done sent me something, or Camille done sent me something, or Millionaire's Cove has sent me something, So I want you guys to understand that I really, really do appreciate you all. And I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough. So with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go on to bed or relax for the rest of the evening. Do what you got to do to take care of you. And I'm going to do the same. Now, I may just run up out of here and you know where I'll be in about an hour. So turn your notifications on because I just might pop in there. You never know. Depends on how I feel. So you guys have a beautiful evening. I love y'all. Would you say no? No 8? No. Keep your notifications on. You might just get to cheer me on on the dragons. Cheer me on the dragons. We're gonna drag the dragons. That's if I go. It depends on how I feel when I get up from this. Don't go. You don't want me to go, eh? Don't go to the casino, or just don't go now. You don't want me to shut down the live? Because I'm going to be live again if I go to the casino. But the longer I'm sitting here, I may not go nowhere. Thank you, Millionaire's Cove. I appreciate it. But anyway, don't go now. Don't go to the casino now, or just don't get off the live. You got to be specific with me. Because I know I got to go to the bathroom. That's for sure. But anyway, I got to go. I'm talking too much. I'm telling too much. I'm going to go ahead and end, but I will see you guys later. Turn on your notifications for Auntie Mickey's slots. Hopefully I'll be there. Cross your fingers. Go unleash that dragon. Absolutely. I love you guys. Take care. God bless you. Peace.
Hey there, my kinfolk. Thanks for stopping by. Auntie Mickey's house, where we reach for the sky. Every comment and smile, you make my heart glow. Together we're strong, together we grow. From gossip to politics, we cover it all. Sharing laughs and thoughts, having a ball. Your support means everything that I know. Feels like family here in this sweet show. So let's keep it flowing, keep the love alive. Every moment together makes me thrive. You're more than viewers, you're make it bright. Your support lifts me up, takes flight.